Hello, I'm Bart Riley of Forgotten Walrus Entertainment, here to do two things. One is to show off the Uncensored Library in Minecraft. Uh, that's a teleport spot just to warp us to the front entrance, but I won't use it because I've got an intro. I fully support the concept and execution behind it to deliver important information to heavily censored portions of the world. I won't go into much more depth than that. But the second thing I'm here to do is to do a bit of a follow-up on my previous video, which was a deconstruction of My Little Pony and exploration in some of the myths and legends that inspired a specific part of the show. It was the group of 6 heroes, the Pillars of Old Equestria, that I went through each in mythology collection that inspired each one. It was a very long garden. I actually got lost in here the first time through. I'm like, where's the library gone? So let that put faith in your tour guide for this experience. But anyway, yeah, with my video, it took about 3 months to put together. I had the idea for a long time, but there was about a month of just audio recording and re-recording, and by then all the writing had been finished, and I kind of dwelling on the themes of my own video. I kind of want to deconstruct it further than I actually could once the writing had finished, so yeah, a bit self-indulgent, but at least you've got a nice visual to accompany my ramble for. Yeah, like yeah, so the first part of that video was Merlin, the magician, and his influence through European stories. And like, the funny thing is, I never even mentioned elves or dwarfs, but just how all-encompassing that style of fantasy has become with Dungeons and Dragons, Lord of the Rings, everything else. The second part, it has been a while since I played Minecraft. Second part was about the Greek mythology, kind of a modern deconstruction of it. It's like looked at the common tropes of those stories and kind of applying some more scientific explanations for certain parts of the stories. So it's always good to have a map. That is actually a glass. Nice big map of the world there. Third part was quote unquote Asian stories. A mixture of fairy tales for Princess Kaguya-hime, the daughter of the bamboo cutter, and urban legends with the slit-mouthed woman, connected by the theme of beauty, but it's kind of just how, like, taking different sections of stories and mashing them together. Fourth section was Norse mythology. Norse. Not really about a particular story for Thor, the god of thunder, but how the actual culture itself has changed its mythology over the years, because like it brings out Thor was originally a redhead. He originally had a axe instead of a hammer for Mjolnir. Yeah, it's a I suppose this is a contents page for the different countries. That's yeah. Well, yeah, walk onto the giant map and find a contents page. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, so that was Norse mythology. Fifth is, well, it starts as Egyptian in visuals, but turns out that it goes to an Italian opera that just has a Egyptian coat of paint on top. And the sixth section is about southern United States real history, the voodoo traditions and the stories of Marie Laveau, who actually lived, and how her media portrayal has really not done her justice, in my opinion. This is really impressive. But yeah, and then at the end of that video, it's more or less a just a general talk about modern culture pulling apart these stories, and like, yeah, we kind of have focused on the European and Greek models and not really much of anything else. Like, yeah, it's kind of my way of encouraging storytellers these days to look around, explore more, take more influences. And that's kind of been a theme of mine, interest of mine, I say, for a very long time. Ooh, the Labyrinth of Truth. Ooh, this looks fun. I'm just going to be lost in here for a while. I do know the left hand theory or method. I just don't know how well that's going to work. Yeah, I'm just not going to bother. My mother has always been a teacher. I've only recently kind of picked up on some of her interests over her lifetime, and well, unfortunately she passed away last year, so I caught up a bit late for much discussion with her. But at least I'm kind of trying to make my own videos and exploring stuff like that, because I do like any kind of media that tries to inspire self-education, looking for your own knowledge, which I know does go to dangerous territories depending on who you are, but and I've been thinking of like just segments of TV shows like Avatar: The Lost Airbender, the episode of The Library, where they visit Wu Shitong, I think I said that right. The giant owl has a library who pretty much buries it because everybody used it for selfish means, but that's one perspective. I think sharing knowledge is very important. Like, this library is literally to get knowledge to areas of the world that aren't allowed it. And they and also a review of Name of the Rose by Carl Calgren. He discussed pretty much the idea of censorship and how we kind of create realities with books and words and knowledge and wondering if there's somewhere I can jump into that pool. Yeah. Just a nice giant octopus. Yeah, there's I mean, yes, my mother was a teacher. I'm not that smart to actually teach our next generation, but you know, I hope to do something helpful. Battle is not lost. Yeah, I know I'm not doing a lot of reading, but I am one of the lucky ones. I live in Australia. I haven't been censored. We haven't had our government destroying books and media outlets just yet, but I mean, the fact that I can see that stuff happening around the world, I have that privilege. I feel that I should use it. So we've got to hop on an octopus's tentacles to get out of the pool. Yeah, because Minecraft is a worldwide game, fairly unrestricted. This is one way to get important stuff out there. Because I think been looking into Terry Pratchett as well, who did a lot of themes of like self-education and intelligence. I mean, just looking at the structure, the amount of effort that went through it, it's probably pretentious to compare this to Notre Dame, but this is kind of the modern day architecture that kind of the use of technology has really diminished in recent times, but you know, it's still possible for humans to make this stuff. So, whee! 180 countries. I did not mean to destroy your book. The scales. Yeah, I have been using my yeah, I have been wanting to use my YouTube channel to honour her memory. And this appears to be a Hall of Fame. Yeah. I do understand the issue with sharing information is all the language barriers, but we're all human, we all have hearts, we all have hopes and desires, and we can still relate to people who have nothing in common with us. Empathy is not a empathy is a ingrained part of humanity, but it's not gate-kept or something we can all learn. Just some compassion for others. I think this is a great symbol of that sort of thing. The world doesn't always have to be united by Disney movies and hating specific politicians. Can come together for something good. Did I walk past the information room when I entered? Freedom without press freedom. Saudi Arabia, and there's a giant cage in it. I hope there's a deeper metaphor than what I'm thinking, but I didn't build it, so. Oh.
جمال خاشقجي. أمس ما يحتاجه العالم العربي هو حرية التعبير. رسالة من كارن عطية، محررة قسم الآراء العالمية. تلقيت مقال الرأي من مترجم ومساعد جمال في اليوم الذي تلا الإبلاغ عن فقدانه في اسطنبول. صحيفة البوست التي كانت قد قررت تأجيل نشره لأننا آملنا أن يعود جمال.
It's probably good that I only just downloaded this mod and because I'm pretty much running through destroying it. Like, I don't want to imply that I'm a supporter of book burnings or anything, but I'm just an incompetent Minecraft player. So there you go. I mean, can't even make the chandelier fall. Admittedly, I think there's been more work in the actual building than the library, maybe, but there's only so much you can do with limited information, I guess. Like, they've got the books on the stands, but I mean, can I get any more books out of these, or am I just destroying them? Yeah, it would certainly be good if all of them were filled with books, but there's only so much you can do. And so sets the sun on our visit to the Uncensored Library. May many others from all over the world visit it very soon. Good night. So this is how I'm going to sync up audio and visual. Jump, jump, and off we go.